जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Chennai Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
The Chepauk looks like a sunflower field in full bloom. But, well, Punjab's going to feel the gloom after what Chennai has done with the bat. I'm stammering and I can't get my words because Dhoni's come out and he's done what Dhoni does, which is why I've forgotten my English. The sound in the stadium was so loud that I can't even hear, which is why I'm shouting even louder. Welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. I have Michael and I have Joy with me. He just does it every time. I mean, Conway scored 91. We'll get to it. But Dhoni comes in and gets those 2 sixes, gets the crowd going crazy.
I'll just rewind a bit and I'll take you from where I think it starts. Where does it start? It starts where Ravindra Jadeja, one of the most beloved Chennai players, people actually want him to get out. Why do they want him to get out? Because Dhoni will walk in. So first, everyone is cheering that let him get out because we want to watch Dhoni bat and we've got these 7 chances in this year. We want to watch him bat. So that's part one. That's part one. Then part two is the next ball, there's a catch with Liam Livingstone, there's a catch in the outfield. And now they want basically the catch to be dropped. Not because they think Conway needs to get a century, but he needs to get the single because if he's out, what happens nowadays?
No Dhoni.
Ends don't change. All that happens, he comes to the right end, he misses a ball and then he hits 2 sixes to finish it. I mean, who writes this man's scripts? And you're not supposed to have scripts in real games.
Michael, there's a fight broken out in the stands because they want, obviously, that ball which went for a 6. Everyone wants to keep that as a souvenir. So there's a fight that's broken out in the stadiums.
Is that right? Yeah, I can imagine they want the ball. But there's only a small few sports people can just do a small amount, but everyone's going to talk about them. You know, so Devon Conway's played a blind. He's got to 91. He's played great. Bhattacharjya at the top, fantastic. Dubé, the move to 3, brilliant power, hit the ball into the stand. But everyone's going to talk about 13 not out. 13 not out, a 6 over backward point, a 6 over mid wicket. I just don't know how he does it. I don't know how someone that just plays so little, practices so little, has hardly faced the ball in this year's IPL, can stroll out there to how many's in the ground? 60,000, 50,000, all chanting his name, and he looks the coolest cookie. And he can just hit his 3rd ball for 6 and his 4th ball for 6. Remarkable sports person.
Yeah, well, this is the Dhoni magic. This is what Dhoni does. We'll have a look at the batting card because I got so carried away in the excitement. I'm one of those crazy fans as well that I forgot to see the entire batting card. Conway, of course, got that 92 not out. We were rooting for a century that wasn't meant to be today. Shivam Dubé did his job, 28 of 17. Jadeja came in, got those 12 of 10. The Gaikwad also got them off to a good start. And then there was what Dhoni did.
Absolutely. I mean, I know your favorite Ajinkya Rahane is not there, but this is a batting order tailored for the fact that there'd be a lot of spinners used. So Shivam Dubé comes in, does his job, hits a couple of 6s. And after that, Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, all the hitters come in one after the other. And their job is to just put pressure on them. And, you know, Rahul Chahar is a leggy. So, you know, the left-handers have also gone in one after the other to go and whack them. And I think that's the thing about Chennai. They just get their scripts right. They know what they have to do. This, for me, was actually a decent bowling effort.
Yes.
Even when they went to 90 for 1 in the 10 overs, I thought they bowled well. Rabada today looked much more like the kind of bowler we're used to seeing. Rahul Chahar bowled well. Even the stumping he got was excellent. Sikandar Raza bowled well. It's just that batting effort was just supernatural. And especially, I have to say, Conway, if you look at all the others, I was just looking at that and saying that 37 of 31 is, he looked as if much more flamboyant, but 37 of 31 is just 119. But Conway got 92 of 52, a strike rate of 180 on this pitch, 177 on this pitch, is sensational. Absolutely sensational.
I reckon the pitch played better than we thought. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good pitch. There's a bit of spin there, but there's that short boundary, which is obviously helping with the wind going across the ground that side as well. So Punjab, it's a tall order to chase 200 against anyone, particularly an MS Dhoni-led side, but I don't think they're out of it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the kind of total that, it can't be chased. It can be chased, but I think someone's going to have to do what Devon Conway, probably Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar's probably going to have to play the anchor role. They're going to need someone that's going to bat the majority of the innings, and then they're going to need cameos from the likes of Liam Livingstone and that middle order, Sam Curran, and those kind of players. So it's a good total, and it's just the way they went about the business. Very clever, good strategic move for Dubé. And then obviously the finish is just exactly what, I can only imagine the TV viewership figures in the last 20 minutes. I can only imagine what's gone on. It's just remarkable to see this human being. He's not a robot, but sometimes you kind of watch him. He's almost
not human,
like a
the
computer game. Like you want him to go and hit 2 6. All right, I'll go and hit 2 6s. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
We can go on and on discussing what Dhoni's done with the 13, but you spoke about how the bowling was not as bad as the figures showed the bowling to be. It was just really top-class batting led by Conway. I think you were there in the studio when I said, there are these big power hitters which hit those sixes out of the stadium in the second tier. Conway quietly does his opening the face of the bat, hitting proper cricketing shots, which is just so wonderful to watch and gets it so quickly.
That too is just once again 16 fours, 1 6.
Oh, that's
it's
it?
Not
Just 1 6?
Just 1 6. Oh. So he's not made his runs so that is a very revealing stat for you. And who is the biggest four hitter in the history of the IPL? The biggest four hitter used to be David Vaughan. I think he might just have been overtaken by Shikhar Dhawan. It's one of the two. These two are the biggest four hitters again. And I believe that today, therefore, really Shikhar is key to this. Because the kind of way he bats on these kind of pitches also, he's the kind of batsman who knows how to take advantage of a shorter side. So, it should be interesting to see how it goes.
We'll have a look at the bowling card and see who's done what, because like I said, the figures are a little unfair there. They have bowled pretty well. Rahul Char's got that 1 wicket, and then Sikandar Raza got that first break. Arshdeep got that 1 wicket as well. The economy there looks a little expensive. Livingston's 1 over was very expensive, but like Joy said, it wasn't as bad as it looks on the card.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you watch a bowling unit and they get hit for 200 and we'll come in here and say, oh, they were awful. They just didn't get it right and the tactics were wrong. I didn't watch the Punjab team today and thought they got much wrong. Sam got a couple of deliveries wrong at the end, but that's T20 cricket. I just think they were up against a batting unit that was on fire. I mean, Devon Conway, he got off. Bear in mind, in the last game, he got 8 off 16, so he's probably feeling not huge pressure because he's playing for Chennai and they don't put pressure on you. But in the back of his mind, he'd have been thinking, I've got to get us off to a good start. And he played, I think, to get off the mark, a shot over extra cover off Rabada, just a check drive. And that's for the shot. He plays shots that you would see him play in Test cricket. Probably not the ramps and the tricks, but some of those drives over extra cover, dancing down and hitting the spinners over the top. They're shots that we're seeing, 50 over cricket, Test match cricket, and he probably goes up a little bit in terms of his tempo, but not that much. He plays very similar shots to what he plays in all the other formats.
You all spoke about how the pressure is all going to be on a Shikhar because Shikhar will have to do what a Conway did. So now when Punjab come out to bat, will he be feeling that pressure because he knows 200 is a big score at the Chepauk?
Of course you do. He's feeling the pressure. He's the captain. They win this, they're 5 and 4 and they're equal to Chennai. There's a lot at stake.
But he loves playing against Chennai. He's got those 1,000 runs against
He loves
Chennai.
it. And as I said, very few players bat well on this pitch. I mean, Shikhar is one of the Indian batsmen who has the skills to bat on this pitch.
The one thing I'll say about Punjab, the last 2 games, they've got over 200.
Yeah.
When KD, they got whatever it was, 217.
214 is what
214 in the last game against Lucknow.
they got 257, but these guys got 200.
They still got over 200, so their kind of mindset and their brains have been trained in the last couple of games to get 200. So the pitch might turn a little bit more. It generally does in Chennai, but they've certainly got the batting unit to know how to get 200.
The other thing is that, again, I feel that if there's any day for Shah Rukh Khan to come to the party, it's today. Because Shah Rukh Khan plays for Tamil Nadu and therefore has been playing on this Chepauk pitch for a long, long time. And he's got lots and lots of runs out here. So, again, he's one of the players, he, Jitesh Sharma. And remember, for whatever it's worth, this is a clever bowling unit. It's not an intimidating bowling unit by any means. They don't have really, fast bowlers with a lot of pedigree who's going to do a lot of damage up front. They have spinners, you have a couple of quality spinners, but they're not scary spinners. They're not a Sunil Narayan or even today a Varun Chakravarti, what he looks like, or a Rashid Khan. So if you're going to back yourself, you'll back yourself against Chennai's bowlers rather than its batsmen.
So they'll have to get up with the rate in the first six. You know, if they're 44, 48 in the first, they've got to get to like 55, 60 in those first 6 overs.
Well, a positive for them was also Atharva Taide, because in the last game, I think he got a 66 of 30 or 36 balls, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 36 balls. So they have backed him, because the first few games he didn't fire, but they kept backing him, and then he's come strong in the last game.
Yeah, Taide was an under-19 player, does well. And what I liked is, again, this I think is some of the influence of somebody like a Trevor Bayliss coming in. That they thought in the nets, obviously, that he had this striking power and ability to play in this league. And so he had a 2-3, didn't do well in his first couple of innings. Didn't matter. They persisted with him. He got a few runs in his last. He got a start in his last, the previous match before this. And then in his last match, he got 66. He looks a player who can play in this level. And I think, again, consistency in selection will give you results sooner rather than later.
You know, Michael, Atharva Taide actually spoke about how he talks to Shikhar, and how Shikhar has told him that taking singles is very important in T20 cricket, which people don't give enough importance to. You always have said that they should go, striking it, all guns blazing. But that's a conversation between Shikhar and Atharva Taide. They've opened together. So maybe we'll see like a role division between both of them. And
yeah, I mean, I think the kind of message to all players is make sure you maximise every ball. You know, in the forefront of your mind, most balls you've got to think, where am I going to get the boundary? But as soon as the ball comes down, you know that you can't get the boundary. You've got to have the skills. And all the real great players in T20 cricket, they see the ball's not there to be hitting to the boundary, so they work a way of getting it into the gaps and rotate the strike. They pretty much are energised every single delivery. So yes, singles are very important. It's just you don't want 2 or 3 dot balls.
Yeah.
You know, that's when the pressure really starts to build. So yeah, all the real clever players, they just know how, or some who are quite clever, realise that if they have 1 dot ball, they're staying down the striker's end because they're backing themselves to strike the boundary of the next ball. So, but Shikhar's the kind of player that you'll watch him, and when he plays really well, he's really busy. You know, he's busy. He's kind of always looking to score, nick a single, and then as soon as he gets it in his heart, poof, it goes to the boundary.
You know, Joy, everyone at Cricbuzz makes fun of me because they think I have a long list of people who in my list of my favourites. Yeah. But there is an addition there, which is Pati Rana. I really like the kid because he's just got something so likeable about him. And you throw the ball to him, he likes the pressure. In the last game, he went for quite a few runs, and Dhoni said, don't look at the scorecard. He bowled much better than what the scorecard. There were a lot of inside edges, outside edges that went flying to the boundary. But he's a talent that everyone should look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, at that age, again, he's thrown the ball in the last few overs. Look at the job. If you see the overs he's bowling, look at the job he's supposed to do. He's supposed to finish. Now, anyone who's finishing, you look at those middle 2 matches, and 5.5 and 6.75 when you're bowling overs 16, 18 and 20 or 14, 17 and 20 is absolutely spectacular. I thought he did really well. Again, against Rajasthan, he hit a set bowling batting attack, and when you're set batsman, you hit who are really seeing the ball like a football. It's very difficult to bowl against them. So I think that's it. But I really like what he's doing, and obviously, to Sri Lankans, the comparison to Sri Lankan fast bowlers of yours is obviously with the action, everything is there. But so there's a lot of pressure on him, and I think he's done a remarkable job of playing well.
Michael, you said, you like that unique action that he's got. He is the baby Malinga. But he's also been very intelligent because he's bowling those Yorkers. He's mixing his length around. So he's using his brains a lot as well.
Yeah, and the reason why, MS Dhoni keeps him down the back end for the last 10 overs primarily, bought a couple at 8, I think, and 9. But it's because they want the ball a bit older. And on a dry wicket, they'll get the ball bounced in. Obviously, the first 10 overs, bowl a few cross seamers, try and scuff up one side, and when he's bowling well, he does get that ball just coming back into the right-handers with that kind of action. That's exactly what Malinga used to do. And once you get that shape back into the right-handers and away from the left-handers, it's such a harder ball to hit. So I can see exactly what MS and Chennai are doing with him, that the action's unorthodox. So again, it's not easy when you've got a ball that's coming probably from right in the centre of the umpire, whereas usually it's wide of the umpire. You're coming through the umpire's probably chest. It always takes 1 or 2, but even when you've faced someone like that before, it always takes you 1 or 2 balls to get used to him once again. So, yeah, I like, in T20 cricket, I always look for an orthodoxy, particularly with the bowling, and that's mystery spin that can spin it either way. And anything in a chink in an armoury in terms of an action as a seam bowler, I just think they're harder bowlers to hit.
All right. Well, I was so close because Michael and Joy both said, maybe you're getting it. But then when Dhoni came on, I said, well, I don't care for my prediction. I want those 2 sixes. So we wanted Dhoni and Chennai to go big. That's what happened. But we'll give it another attempt because it's a prediction game for the 6 over, the power play point. Michael, please go for
I'm going to go 58. They're coming out well.
Okay. 49.
Oh, not 42.
That's what I got in physics in class 10.
58. Now this is that 5 difference that we
Yeah.
have. So 49, 58.
No. I know what you're trying. 53 or 54. Don't think about it.
Why not?
Okay, fine.
Why don't you go higher?
No, not higher.
That means as a team, we go across a bit more.
Okay, I'm just going to go with what you all say because anyway, I've not been winning. So I'm just going to go with... No, 60 is too high. I'll just go with 55.
50.
Yeah, 49, 55.
He's really upset. You're eating into his
What did
tail.
I say? 58. I'll go 59.
Okay, 59.
Yeah.
So we are playing it as a team. We'll play it as a team and see how it goes. It's time now for your chai and coffee. We will go and grab our chai and coffee and watch the second innings. But don't forget to join us at the 10 over point at the Cricbuzz Combox.
Jaipur via Kota,
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत लखनऊ जंक्शन
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दो